The Vikings are invading my land. And these guys over here, I'm not really sure what they're doing, to be honest. Welcome to Season 4, the Days of Ice and Snow. And we have two new factions. Before I begin the video, though, I do want to apologize for the quality of the audio. I don't have my mic stand with me, and I'm still trying to figure out the correct distance of the mic away from my mouth. And I don't know. If you have any mic tips, let me know. But what is actually happening in Atos right now? Well, here in the Dominion tree, the Taeans and Chaharians have long been fighting each other. But recently the Chaharians enlisted the help of the Gendroni orcs, and they took over the Dominion tree, pushing the Taeans back away from the city. But on their western border, the Taeans are attacking the Zedans after the Zedans have gone into full rebellion against the Taean government. The Iron Armada is now marching along the beaches of the Zedan Islands to Denisa to take it over and hopefully end the rebellion. But down south, down in the canyon of Surin, the Alani and Anŷn still fight hard. The Anŷn are still on the retreat, their plan suddenly falling apart, and the Alani are rampaging through the forest. So up north you have one half of the alliance losing, and down south you have one half of the Eastern Alliance losing. So the front line is shifting, and it is very interesting. But that leaves one last final faction, the Ima Turidans. A few weeks ago they got an oracle vision, and the oracle said that there would be a terrible storm coming down from the north and a terrible fire come up from the south. So they built walls around their city, dug moats to protect themselves, and insulated their houses and made appropriate clothing for the storm. But the storm wasn't just ice snow. Instead, it was the Drœnland coming down to invade. And so what actually are the Drœnland? Well, the Drœnland are the Vikings of my world. They are similar to the Chaharians and Gendroni. In fact, they're kind of an in-between. They're not as strategically intelligent as the Chaharians, but not as brutish as the Gendroni. The Drœnland are really good at surviving in the north, and they have crafted a genius system and government to be able to survive the great ice and snowstorms of the northern lands. But once long ago, they were a warlike people. They had a massive empire before the Dark Days, but during the Dark Days, they fell. And after the fall of the Dark Empire, the Drønland still haven't been able to recover. But now, seeing the opportunity of the battles and instability in the southern lands, the Drønland have taken to war once again. They either have to fight through Gendron or Ima Turida, and I'm sure we can guess which one it'll be. Now, across the border are the Taeans, and the Taeans are a little bit more abstract. Now, they aren't humans, and they aren't even elves or dwarves. In fact, the Taeans are a humanoid ice people. They're made of unmeltable, indestructible ice. They're nearly undefeatable. They can't die, but they also can't recreate. They don't have a way to make more Taeans. So all of the Taeans that exist are all that ever have existed and all that ever will exist. So while other countries are growing, the Taeans, they just kind of have their lands. Now, they do have a lot of people to protect their lands, but they aren't interested in going out in campaigns. The Taeans do believe that they are the superior race in Atos, similar to the Anŷn. In fact, they have a lot in common with the Anûn. They're very wise, very intelligent, but their biggest difference is that they're a lot more peaceful. They do cut off other lands from making contact with them, but they are on peaceful-ish terms, I guess. Now, the Taeans, like I said, are very wise, and with that wisdom, they have decided to build massive libraries. In fact, they're some of the biggest libraries in all of Atos. They house books upon books, scrolls, papers, whatever you could think of. They're in the libraries of Des, and these libraries are legendary. Scholars wish they could read the contents of the Decian libraries, but that doesn't sound like it's going to happen very soon. And so with my factions, I like to add something to them that makes them stand out from other factions. Like the Taeans are inventors, the Chaharians are warriors and strategists, the Anŷn are wise and agile. So what about the Drœnlandi and the Decians? Well, the Drœnlandi are very much warriors, but they are also very good at unifying themselves together and facing nature in defiance and surviving beyond all odds. So I guess in a few words, they are warriors who are very good at surviving. Now, what about the Decians? The Decians are a lot more simple, but they are indestructible. They can't melt, they can't die, mostly. It takes a lot of force to kill them. So they're wise and indestructible. Those are kind of the words that I'd use to explain them. And so let me know if you're going to join one of our new ice-themed factions. I'd love to know who you decide on joining. Will you join the Drønlandi? Will you join the Des? Or will you stick to your own faction? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear. If you have any ideas for any new factions, I'd also love to hear those as well. I am going to do a deep dive of the factions soon, so stick around for that video. But until then, have a great one. Stay warm, stay safe. Peace.